Welcome back to XplusA Academy. I'm Ashfaq and today we shall look into session 3 memory storage. Each request is dealt with a process.
Each request is sent in the form of data into the system with the help of an input device. The available output devices shall convert these processed data, called as information, into human understandable form. And these data are processed according to the instructions stored in the memory. Memory plays a major role as it is known as the storage space in the computer, where data is to be processed and instructions required for processing are stored. The memory is divided into a large number of small parts called cells. These memories are categorized into major two forms for storing the instructions and data. They shall be known as the primary memory and the secondary memory. We shall discuss the secondary memory in the upcoming slides. Primary memory got two kinds of storage. One is called cache memory and the other is called the main memory. Cache memory temporarily stores frequently used instructions and data for quicker processing by the CPU of a computer. Cache holds a copy of only the most frequently used information or program codes stored in the main memory. Main memory is where data and instructions are stored so that they can be accessed directly by the processor, CPU. The two main types are the RAM and ROM. In RAM, we got two kinds of RAM, static RAM and dynamic random access memory. Similarly, we have the programmable read-only memory, and then we have the erasable and programmable read-only memory, and then finally electrically erasable and programmable read-only memory. RAM is a form of temporary computer storage that allows the stored data to be received and read almost instantaneously, and they are called volatile as well. Whereas a ROM stores large capacity of data compared to a RAM and also known as non-volatile, as the data stored shall not be erased even when the computer is switched off. Now let's assume an instance without a RAM. As the data is saved in the ROM hard disk with the processing instructions from the processor, these data are stored in bits in the platters. Data is stored digitally in the form of tiny magnetized regions on the surface of the platter using organizational elements known as sectors and tracks. Each region represents a bit. Now, to fetch the specific data, the platter head have to search the specific data from the 500 GB hard disk.
Imagine now the user wants to run an application or data. The processor would fetch the data from the hard disk and load it in the RAM. Now, when you fire up a program, it becomes temporarily stored in your computer's memory, RAM, for easy access as opposed to being written on the permanent hard drive. So, the next request made by the system, such request would not be sent to the hard drive but to the RAM. This would take less time compared to the system accessing the hard drive. And here we go, the secondary memory. This type of memory is categorized into four. The first is the magnetic tapes. These are used to capture speech and music, the good old times. And then we have the magnetic disk. These type of devices uses a magnetization process to write, rewrite and access data. We got two kinds. One is the hard drive disk and then we have the floppy drive disk. The IBM first introduced it as a 8-in diskette in 1971. Then later on it was introduced that optical memory, a molded plastic disc containing digital data. that is scanned by a laser beam for the reproduction of recorded sound and other information. So we got the CD, known as the compact disc, and then we have the DVD, the digital versatile disc. Going on, we will look into Blu-ray disc and the holographic versatile disc. We used to store quality movies and large capacity files in a Blu-ray or HVD. And this is one of the most frequently spoken device, flash memory. We got the pen drives and memory cards, whereas pen drives are on hands, which is portable, and memory cards are put to phones. Here we got an overall sketch about memory. It would be useful for your future on computing. I hope that you would have got an idea about memory and its types. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll see you all soon about software. Bye.